What's up, everybody? It's Indigo, and I am back with another PCGS unboxing. And I've got a little bonus coin for you. So this is one I just picked up, just arrived in the mail today. It's an old holder, it's kind of scratched up. Everything's on the holder, but check out the grade on that. That's just kind of crazy for an eagle back, but it is beautiful. And I will probably, well, not probably, I am planning on sending this one in for a reholder. So definitely a nice piece to add to the registry, but I'm not loving this holder. And I'd like to have true view on it anyway, but that's not really why we're here. So this order is another NGC to PCGS crossover. This first box, and I'll go ahead and pull these out of the way. This first box is quite a few coins that did not cross and then one that did. So we'll kind of go over these first, if I can get them out, which I may have to do off camera. But all these are America the Beautiful series quarters. So if you don't like Ultramoderns or crossovers, this is probably not the video for you. But if you do, let's see if we can get a little bit closer and see some of what didn't cross. So start with the beginning here and work my way backwards. So this is one that I absolutely knew had zero shot at crossing, but I absolutely had to try it because it's a 2019 Philadelphia American Memorial Park. So 2019 P, the NGC has down as a 69. And I think there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 last time I checked. So really, really hard to get, but didn't cross. Absolutely no shock whatsoever there. Didn't expect it to cross. So there's that. This is also one I didn't exactly expect to cross. Kind of see that little toning spot out in the field. Got a little bit. Again, there's some marks on the holder. Not the prettiest holders in the world. They're NGC. They scratch very easy, but then again, so does PCGS. But this one did not cross, and it is a Block Island reverse proof 70. So a little bit upset about that one. Not super upset. I had 2 of those, and I only sent one in because the other one is very ugly, and I knew it wasn't going to cross. So up next is a Voyager's that was also graded proof 70. And again, let's see if we can see why this one didn't cross. So reverse looks pretty good to me there. Maybe a little spot out in front of the loon right there in the water. That shouldn't be shiny, but it kind of is. And again, to go from a 69 to a 70, it's just the simplest, littlest thing. So kind of see, might be a little bit on his cheek there. Yep. So you see that with these reverse proofs, you see how right here on his cheek, it's kind of still shiny and the different angles. So that one did not cross at a proof 70. And I think that was it for the proofs. So the other coins, and I'll come into these in just a minute. So let's look at a few that did cross here. So the first one we had cross is just a regular proof here, but it is a silver proof, so there's that. Very pretty. Got a little scratching on the holder there. That can be cleaned up very easily. But this one is a Tuskegee Airman. Beautiful design. I love this design. It's got some depth to it. Inside the holder, you can kind of see the reflection doubling up there. It gives the planes a little bit of motion. But this one, proof 70, deep cameo in a silver. Very, very cool coin. Very glad that one crossed. So here's the other Voyagers, and this one did cross to a proof 70. And I didn't mention it yet, but all of these, even though they have the America the Beautiful label, they do have true views. So feel free to take a look at them and kind of see this one. When you turn it dark, you don't have any of those distracting marks. So there's nothing really distracting out there. There's nothing really shiny out in those satiny fields. So got the Voyager there. The Apostle Islands, I think, had 2 of these crossed. So a really pretty design with the reverse proof. You got the water down there. Just a really, really neat series. And they only made these reverse proofs in 2018. In my personal opinion, I feel like they're probably undervalued for the rarity and the uniqueness of them. So I've got 2 of these now that are almost 2 complete sets. I do have 2 complete sets if you count NGC and PCGS, but I've almost got a complete PCGS set. I am missing the Block Island. That was the only one I didn't have one that crossed. Most of these, they both crossed, and they're just very pretty. So another Cumberland Island. I won't harp on these too long because, like I said, they do have true view on them. And this is one of my favorite quarters to look through. The pictured rocks. There's a really, really nice DDO on the Philadelphia one, but I really like the design too. I just kind of like that rock out in the middle of the water there. It's just really neat to me with the tree growing on it. So very glad those crossed. And I think this is the last one of the reverse proofs. Yep. And, yep. So next up, we had basically 50-50 on these. I'll go ahead and put these up here like so. So we had one Philadelphia and one Denver, and both of these crossed at an MS-68. And that, for those of you who don't know, is very, very difficult to get on a modern clad quarter. Not impossible, but these pretty much have to come out of mint sets to get this type of grade. So these are, I actually bought these from Coin Help You. So I actually bought these from Daniel over at Coin Help You, and he had 2 complete 2020 sets. So P and D in NGC MS-68 holders, and these were actually early release. I did not pay the extra money to cross that over because, frankly, I don't care. I think the early release is a scam. Doesn't really affect the coin at all in my mind. So this one did not cross, and I'm trying to see why. I'm not really seeing it, but at this grade you pretty much have to use magnification. Looks like there might be a little mark out in front of his nose. Maybe something I'm missing here on the reverse. But at any rate, had one cross for the P and D set. So we got one of each. Very cool. And one thing you'll kind of see throughout this series is the Denver coins are usually, not always, but usually a little bit shinier and a little bit more polished looking than the Philadelphias. That's not really the case with these. So I don't know if something's changed since then, because the Washington crossing the Delawares in 21, those look super polished. They almost look like proofs. So I don't know what they changed, if they changed the planchet supplier or manufacturer or what have you, but they're pretty much the same quality there. So up next Yep, is the Marsh Billings Rockefeller, and sent in 2 of each, and we got 2 of each in 68. So really nice, really pretty coins. Very, very clean, very mark free, and that's kind of hard to do with that big open field, but it looks to be fairly well protected. So if there are any marks, they're probably going to be on that tree or, you know, somewhere like that. Now, it's got a little mark on the holder there, it looks like. Actually, that may be a contact mark. So you are allowed a couple contact marks on a 68, but really it should be maybe 1 or 2 at most. 69, I think, literally only allows you 1. There's 1 right there in the field. Like I said, huge wide open field. It's kind of hard to not have something, but obverse looks super clean there. So all 4 of these crossed, which was to me kind of amazing. I did not have any of these upgrade though, so that is slightly interesting. There's a little mark in the head or the hair right there. Let's see. And on this one, looks fairly clean. And this one's kind of got a little more of that shiny look to it. Still got luster, still not quite mirror finish, not a proof like, but it's very, very shiny for a circulating business strike coin. Up next is the Salt River Bays. Again, had 1 of each cross, so the Philadelphia. And no, sadly, it is not either of the DDOs or the Clash die. I definitely checked these first, but really clean, as you would expect for a 68. And the Denver. Right there, got a little tiny hit on the cheek, maybe 1 out in front of the field. That one may be a little weak for a 68, but that's okay. It's nice when something goes your way every once in a while. Doesn't happen all the time. So this is the Philadelphia that did not cross. Let's see if we can see why. And this may be harder than you would think. So got a mark there on the chin, mark out in the field right there. If I had to guess, it would probably be that mark right there. And you see there's a little bit, I think it's on the coin on the neck there. But that one did not cross. And this Denver, or excuse me, that was the, oh yeah, that was the Philadelphia. This is a Denver, but they got the cert marked as a Philadelphia. Not that it really matters because it didn't cross anyway, so you know, whatever. But again, reverse looks really nice. Not seeing anything major. Got nice luster as you would expect, but there's a few contact marks there behind the mouth. So right there, can you see those 2 marks behind, basically behind his lips? I can get that turned right. Yeah, right there. So that's probably why that didn't cross. Let's see. Up next is all 4 of the Tall Grass Prairie. So this is another one where you got a lot of open field, but they seem to be fairly well protected. Very, very open, very clean, very pretty. And right there, again, a little tiny hit on the leaf, but it's in a protected area, so it doesn't show too distracting. It is there, but I guess that's probably what's keeping that one from a 69. So really pretty coin there. And then we got the Denvers. So I'm not seeing really anything on the reverse on that one to hold it back. And if I get there's that one little hit on the nose right there. So that is what's holding that one back from a higher grade on that one. And this one, again, the reverse is really nice. A little mark above the butterfly there. That is on the coin. And maybe one right over the ear, but essentially nothing on this coin, on the obverse. So really, really pretty coin there. Again, all four crossed, which is definitely nice. And then we have these three. So they're all marked Philadelphia. I don't know which is which, but we only had one of the Weir Farms cross, and it is a Denver. So this one, again, you kind of look, it's very busy. At the back of the artist there is pretty flat, so I could see how this would show marks a little bit easier, but you do see, I mean, there's still a mark on the forehead on this one. So it's a 68, but it's not perfect. So really hard to grade these. I don't recommend it, and we'll get into that in a minute. But you see the reverse there. And really pretty. And yep, you got some marks right there on the under the eye, behind the eye, a little bit on the forehead. So I can certainly understand why that didn't cross. This is the other Denver. So real clean reverse, as would be expected. The holder's not doing it a lot of justice, but there's that big kind of distracting mark right behind the eye and then right over the eyelid. So again, I get that. That's not on the holder. That is on the coin. Understand 100%. Then you got this one, the other Philadelphia. So not really seeing anything major on the reverse. On the obverse, again, got some marks on the cheek. A little bit too many. Got a couple in the hair. So just, I guess, too many marks on that one for them to cross. So all in all, you had 21 coins cross out of 31, which honestly for proof 70s and mostly MS 68s and 169, I think that's a really, really good return rate. Very happy to get these. Very happy to get them with the ATB label and the TrueView, which I think is a nice touch. So all of these were for my personal registry set. I may, depending on when I go through these, I may end up selling some of the NGC slabs that did not cross. So if you're interested in any of those, please give me a shout. Send me an email to indigondemon@gmail.com. And when you do that, let me know what it is you're looking for. So if you enjoyed any of those, great. Please let me know. Would you do this? Did you think it's smart? And part of that will be based on right here. So all of the coins that cross were charged $22 plus a guarantee premium minimum, which was $10. And then because I added the special label, the ATB labels, it was another $7. So that's $39 per coin for everyone that crossed. And the ones that didn't cross still got charged $17 for the grading fees. So this is not cheap. However, the PCGS Ultramoderns are worth about anywhere from 5 to 10 times what the NGC ones are in the same grade at that top pop level. And every one of these coins that crossed is a top pop. I believe there are some higher grades with NGC on most of these. Can't get higher than 70, obviously, so all the proofs are top pop regardless. But they're all top pops. So there's, what was that, 16, I think, maybe a little bit less, but there's about, I don't know, $250 average on those if you look at the PCGS price guide. And we all know that's not the gospel. They may sell for a little more, may sell for a little less, and the populations are different based on the design. The Weir Farm, and I believe, let's see, I think the Marsh Billings was a little higher population. The Tallgrass Prairies, I think, is also a lower pop. I'll have to double check that. I may put the population up here. Let's see, up here. As I go over these, just put the pop for what they are in that grade and how many higher, which, again, every one of these was a top pop. So if you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Please let me know what you think. Is it stupid to do this? You're not going to hurt my feelings in any way. Would you do it? Do you think we did good? Is this a good crossover rate? Because I've only ever done 2 crossovers now, and this was the first Ultramodern crossover I did, and honestly, I think it went pretty good for what it was. So if you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe, share. Please comment. Let me know what you think on this, honestly, because if you want to see more, I may have some more coins to cross. If you don't, that's fine too. Would you have cracked them out instead? And if you would, which ones? So if you made it this long, thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys, and see you on the next one. All right, so I want to talk about the value of these coins for just a minute. So I briefly mentioned that the value was roughly in the 250 range. Not 100% accurate, and certainly not across the board. So if we look, if you can read my chicken scratch, and I'll read them out loud. So the American Samoas have a pop of 33 with none higher and 39 with none higher. And the PCGS price guide has the one with the higher pop, so the Denver, at 215 and the lower pop at 140. The Marsh Billings Rockefeller, again, 51 and then 52. So they've got 51 at 135 and 52 at 100. And then we come down to the Salt River Bay, 39 and then 46. 46 they got at 110. 39 they have at 55. So literally half the value and less than one with more. Considerably less than the American Samoa. So yes, the American Samoa is a more popular design. I will not argue that, but I would argue that a Salt River Bay with a pop of 39 has a much higher value than a Tallgrass Prairie with a pop of 101 with 2 finer that they're saying is listed for $20 more. So the Weir Farm actually has a pop of 14 with none higher, so not even 20 there, so there's no data. They don't have anything listed. So keep in mind that these values, take them with a grain of salt. The PCGS price guide should always be taken with a grain of salt because it is a guide. It is not a gospel. So there are, if you take the average value from the price guide, again, for these 12 coins, excluding this one since we don't have enough data, they came out at roughly $102 price guide average, and I have roughly $50 in each coin. So it's still technically worth it on these, but when you count the ones that were not crossed, then it's probably more like a wash. But again, I don't trust these values. I certainly wouldn't be selling these for $55. I didn't do this to break even. I didn't really do it to sell these anyway, but just something to think about, something to consider. So they're not, again, do not take the price guide value as a you know, this is what it is worth. It is a guide. There's always an exception to the rule, and there will be some that sell for more, some that sell for less. For what it's worth, the coins in NGC plastic I bought for about 20 bucks a piece. And that was in line with what the NGC values are, because those are typically graded. Once you get over 66, they're typically graded 1 point higher in NGC than they are in PCGS. So, again, I know I've talked a lot, but I just kind of wanted to run through the numbers some. Last thing for this video, guys, and I promise I will end it, but I do have these two MS67s that have since been replaced and upgraded. So if you are interested in either of these coins, please reach out. Shoot me an email, indigondemon@gmail.com. If not, if I don't hear anything within probably a week, I will go ahead and throw these on eBay along with the NGC coins that did not cross. So if you are interested in this or any of the NGC coins, please shoot me an email, and thanks for watching.